Hey guys!
Hi friends! Welcome back to
Where We Growing? On today's episode, we're talking about trading.
Trade your plants. You should trade your plants. If you haven't, you should do it.
Yeah, it's like old-timiness where you're bartering goods.
It actually
for other
is
goods.
funny, but you know what that just reminded me of? You don't, because you've done like a whole ton of trades, but I can't tell you how actually like sketchy it is when you're meeting in a random parking lot to trade bags with people. It looks very sketchy. You're just in a random like at the back of a parking lot, and you're looking around waiting for a car. You're looking all suspicious, and you're like, oh, okay, it's them. You're waiting, and all of a sudden you get out and you like trade bags real quick. It's a very small exchange, and then boom, you drive away. Mm-hmm. It looks awfully weird. Yeah,
it's like you don't, especially in COVID, you don't really talk. You just
it's very quick. Yes, or people leave it on their front doorstep. I do know that. I think I read a story on Facebook or something. I love reading little Facebook gossip about plants. Someone said that they were picking up a plant from someone's like doorstep, and one of the neighbors like yelled like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "I'm getting a plant trade."
Oh my god!
And they're like, "Likely story."
My
plant.
stomach would fall out of my butthole.
If someone's like, "What are you doing?"
That would happen in this neighborhood.
Nosy neighbors. Yeah, so if you're a plant person, save everyone the trouble and let it be known that people are going to be coming to your house to pick up things on your front doorstep, and that you're not stealing mail, or that they're not stealing your mail. That would be great. But yeah, trading plants is awesome. It feels like a little free plant.
Yeah.
Because often you're either trading a plant that you don't really need anymore, it's not bringing you joy, or just a little propagation, and yeah, it's a little free plant.
And what's really interesting to me is like we all have like our own opinions on our plants, and like when we traded with Zoe, I was like, why would someone want this? But like everything has a different value to someone. I know.
So it's like someone's dream plant, and you're like, I don't want this anymore, and they're like, oh my god, I've been looking for one.
Literally.
It's the best. That's why I often like hang on to plants for so long, because I know that eventually someone's gonna want it. Mm-hmm. Like, I have Monstera deliciosa up the ass. I do not need this many. But my former hairstylist, when I used to work at a salon, was like, he's getting into plants. Hi, Daphne, if you're watching this. Listening. What are we doing? And she's like, I really want a Monstera deliciosa. And I'm like, oh my god.
I got you, girl.
I have you. Yes. She's like, oh my god, can I give you something? And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I just like take it. Yeah, so give away your plants for free. If there's some plants that you really don't want, you don't know what to do with it, just give it to someone for free. Like that joy that you give them, unless you're like a crazy person, that should be enough for your heart. Unless you're a sicko. But also, people don't talk about this enough. Trading your plants also makes plants more accessible. Mm-hmm. Each time you, instead of pay for like an expensive plant per se, 'cause you don't have to just always trade the uncommon plants. You can trade more foundational, more quote basic plants, that you can find anywhere. Like if someone wants your plant and you want that, you don't have to wait to buy. It doesn't have to be something insanely expensive that you're trading. But when you are trading those expensive plants, or just plants that would be like a high price, it's helping make that price go down by
it's way more
not paying
accessible
for it. Yeah. And you're saving that person's wallet too, instead of having them spending hundreds of dollars on a leaf or something. But yeah, I encourage it. But a lot of people often ask me where to get started with trading. So I guess I should talk more about that then, because I've done a lot of trading.
Yeah. And as we've discussed in the last episode, I've dabbled, but my social anxiety really prevents me from reaching out to people.
It actually is a little bit scary now, because people will wait out for this. Wait for this, Brandon. When people are like, OMG, not a plant celeb buying my plants from me. And I'm like, no. And then it's like, no, I gotta go to this person's house. Have fun. It's totally fine. It's just like, oh my god, what?
Yeah.
So we need like little plant aliases for trading. No, a lot of the trading I do is with plant friends. So if you don't
I'm ready to start a fake Facebook.
I'm ready.
I don't want my picture on there.
Yeah, no more face. No more of that. No one needs to see what I'm following these purges. But I do trade with a lot of my friends because I have a lot of plant friends. But if you don't, there's a lot of like Facebook groups. It seems like it's more heavy on the buy side.
It's really switched.
It's not buy. It's supposed to be buy, sell, trade, but it's a lot of people selling and buying. So if you're someone who's trading your plants, please post them on stuff. Like, let's trade plants more.
And even if you like don't necessarily like have a plant, if you're like, I kind of like these plants, like a lot of times I'll see people post like, hey, I've been looking for this, and this, and I have this, and this. Is anyone interested?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I'm going to post on one of these Facebook groups, that's how I do it.
Yeah, you need to give some options. Let people know what you're looking for when you are posting. Like, here's what I have. Here's what I want. And I do recommend for people who are like actually serious about trading, it's just more convenient if you kind of have a wish list overall, if there's like specific plants you're looking for.
I need to keep updating my, because I see plants like that one I tagged you in yesterday. I was like, I've never seen this before. Do I know what it's called now? No.
Yeah, keep your master list of plants that you want, and it's a lot easier for when people are like, hey, you know, you want to trade? What are you looking for? And you can't think of them all at once every time. So having,
or if you're like me, if you ask me a question at all, I won't have an answer. My brain will empty its contents.
It's fresh.
Like every time I'm on live, what's your favorite plant? I'm like, what are plants? I don't have any favorite plants. I'm not a weirdo.
I've never seen a plant. Yeah, so have your list. It helps you and others if you're going to be doing lots of trading.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are often, now we're getting back into, I don't know, normal life after the pandemic, or we're trying to have safe events. There's
the post-panty life.
Post-pandemic Lovato. Don't sue us, please.
It's a pandemic.
You can go to swap events, plant swap events.
Yeah.
So look for those in your area, because usually that's, you know, it'll be put on by like a group of people. Or if you're a planty person, just put one on yourself. Just post like, hey, I want to have a swap event. Is there any other people?
I think we should host one. I really think we should. So if you're in Minneapolis, pester us and be like, hey, you should do this. We need validation.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would organize it. I don't know how you like show up with one, or like what are the rules?
Well, okay, so obviously I've never been to one, because that seems like a lot. I'm just sweating thinking about it. It's a lot of social interaction. But from what I've gathered is you bring all your plants in a box or whatever, and usually they have like tables or little areas set up, and from what I've heard is like the beginning part, you just set up your plants and like everyone just kind of browses.
Oh yeah, you look first.
And then like you can like do under the table deals, be like, hey, like you got that,
yeah, people start whispering.
And then they have like a start time, and then you just kind of floopity floop.
You just like grab shit?
Well, no. That's when you finalize the deals you've made, I guess. I don't know. Because it's not just like a potluck. It's like you're trading one-on-one still. Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe there are that kind too, where it's like you just, however many plants you bring, you take that many. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, some of the TikToks of people showing their local trades, some of these plants that people are bringing, I'm like, oh my goodness. What better plant are you going to get that you're trading for? What are you looking for?
You're willing to bring that out of the house? You're now a prime suspect for a robbery.
People are going to follow you home and rob you. That is kind of scary, though.
Well, like, okay, people got me freaking out on my putting my plants outside video. They're like, what if people steal them? And I'm like, what if people steal them?
No, I thought of immediately that everyone in your lives is always like, I'm in your house.
Yeah, I've got all my like weird kind of trolls, but they're like funny trolls.
Yeah, you have people that jokingly are like,
I'm pretty sure they're just like 12-year-old kids.
They're joking.
They're like, we're in your house, we're staring at you, we're sleeping in your bed right now. And I just like feed into it a little, because I just think it's so funny.
You're like, oh yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, there you are, I see you out the window.
They're like, I'm watching you through the window. And you're like, cool.
But then they remember, and then on my next live a month and a half later, they bring up this. I'm like, I don't remember that, guys. First of all, it was 2 a.m. and I had 12 White Claws. Second of all, my memory doesn't last that long normally.
Usually you're drinking wine on the lives anyways. It's out your mouth and out your brain. Oh my gosh. Anyways, trading. I do believe that there is a trading etiquette. I don't think people talk about this enough
It's
either.
just like Mother Nature made the rules of foraging.
Yes! Foraging rules.
This is the etiquette rules of trading. And the admins of all plant Facebook groups in the world have their yearly convention where they decide these etiquette rules.
I think people, you had me convinced there. I think you're serious.
No, that's a total lie. I was just making fun of Facebook admins because
like,
a lot of them take it a little too far. They act like it's their full-time job.
Yeah, oh my God. So here's what you basically got to know. First of all, be really communicative.
Yeah.
Tell people what you've got. What are they getting? What's going on? You know, the history of this plant. Is there any like prior pest problems that would be good to know?
Like what would you want to know?
Yeah, what would you want to know? Like just important things about this plant. Because you want them to have that knowledge to be able to keep on caring for it.
We don't have a Carfax for plants, so whatever you say is...
Carfax. Give them the plant facts. Give them the plant facts. Communication is key. You need that. And pictures is great as well. Let them know, okay, in comparison things, okay? You don't want people thinking that they're getting a humongous plant and it shows up and they're like, this thing is tiny.
Yep.
So have something next to it, a little pop can, whatever, for size reference, okay?
I did think about that, a couple of pictures I took for my website. I was like, some of these, like those bear paws, like that picture, like that could be huge. You don't know.
They're actually bigger when I saw them in person. They're bigger than I thought they would be.
Oh, that's good. They're really full. I've never seen ones that full.
They're so cute.
They're like already like mini little trees because they turn into like a jade tree kind of.
Oh my gosh.
The bigger ones.
Fun. I like that. But besides like, communication in your pictures, like make sure you have like decent lighting, whatever. Mm-hmm. If there's like some damage on there, people should clearly see that. Just be really communicative. Is it a top cutting or is it a mid cutting?
And we discussed that in the last episode. If you skipped, go back to school.
We'll go back to school.
Go back to episode 5.
We defined that. Pictures are great. And also, it's not always the person who's trading with you. It's not their fault if you cannot root this plant. If you do have a hard time like rooting certain plants, maybe you would rather trade for something that's already rooted. I'd like to. I'd always rather get something rooted.
This is a good point. Like trade in your comfort zone.
Yes.
If or even just cuttings and stuff. Like buy into your comfort zone. Like just whatever you're comfortable doing. Like if it's like a wish list plant or something like that, maybe not dive into something that you're not familiar with.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It is pretty like a big bummer when you like trade and it doesn't work out, but it that's a good thing you didn't spend money on it. That's why you trade.
There'll always be next time.
Yeah, you can always. That's why it's nice to like trade with friends too. So it's like, hey, like I messed up. Can I get another?
Yeah, like a friend's gonna be like, I don't care. Here you go.
Yeah, literally. That Stromanthi that you gave me, I killed it immediately.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
No, I watered it. It made it through a couple waters before it just like...
I don't know how... Well,
recover.
I think it's just humidity. Like, my house probably has twice the humidity as you, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I struggle with the humidity over here.
So that's why mine haven't completely collapsed. They are on the verge, but... I should put them all outside. Why do I even have them in the house?
You should. I should pop them outside. Anywho, that's trading etiquette.
But another thing with plants maybe not working is shipping.
Oh yeah, that's
shipping
a whole other thing.
Is a whole topic of discord we must discuss.
Oh yeah, so if you're not like experienced in shipping plants, you probably should start trading locally. No brainer.
Shipping plants being someone who has to do it for my
Weekly?
Business.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's literally my least favorite activity in the entire world.
You're like, I want to have a plant business where I ship plants. And you're like, I hate it.
I hate shipping in general. I have like...
Mail sucks.
My executive dysfunction focuses on shipping. Shipping anything. Doesn't matter what it is.
It's a barrier. It's a huge barrier.
Unless I can just throw it in one of these little shipping bags.
Yeah. I am amazed at stamps. I love that I can just put a little something in a little envelope and put a little sticker on it. And...
You're amazed by the concept of stamps.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I know. Stamps.
You're looking at me like I'm telling you that this is a new concept. And like, Brandon, we've been doing this for a very long time.
like, do you know how many stamps I'd have to put on one of these packages?
No, the fact that, well, first of all, stamps are kind of expensive now. But the fact that I can just slap it on and like put a little like message in there, a little hate note. No, I love sending packages to people. Love packages.
Yeah, you do. You are like the queen of putting together cute packages for people. I
like it. It's just it's my favorite pastime. That's my love language. What's your love language?
I think mine, I don't know. I need to retake the quiz and really reevaluate because I think I've changed a lot in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I used to, well, I do like quality time, of course. But
Maybe
I think
you like acts of service or touch. You're a touchy person.
I am a touchy person, but when I've taken it previously, it doesn't rank as high as other things.
Yeah. Anywho, moving on from the love languages, which we found out that guy's what did we find out about the book? He's a racist, I think. Right? The guy who wrote the book about the love languages.
I have no clue.
Maybe I'm on that side of TikTok where people care about that.
Like,
No, I think either he was a racist or a misogynist. I mean, they usually go hand in hand. Yeah. So I think that.
How old? Like, when did that all happen? Like, when
I don't know. Is he even alive?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it other than the little quizzes I've taken online.
Well, there's a different one. There's now one that is a little bit more. Oh, it's not like inclusive either. Of like, yeah. It's just. I think it's also very just like man, woman.
Yeah.
So yeah. Screw the love languages. Moving on. Back to trading. Trading is my love language. Plants are my love language. But anyways, shipping plants specifically. I think I got a lot of my expertise in shipping. I'm not an expert in shipping at all, but just like by getting a lot of plant mail.
Yeah.
I've watched people first of all, I used to watch unboxings on YouTube all the time. I don't know about you guys, but like before TikTok, people watching YouTube videos about plants, and people would get their import boxes and stuff. And oh my gosh, it was just so fun watching people unbox. I loved it.
Yeah, and I just from shipping out so many plants, I've now kind of, and I will say the postage is scary. If you're not just like, see, because I don't like going to the post office. I don't like talking to those people. I don't like waiting in line.
Oh my God. When I tell him, when he's like, oh, like mark, like say yes or no. If it's like fragile and I say yes, and he's just like, what's in here? And I'm like, a plant. The way
they give you such weird looks.
Oh, the way that he stares at me, I'm like, sir, do you not know that this is like a thing? He's like, oh, it can be in here without sunlight. And I'm like, sir, people import plants. People get stuff sent from...
That's like the local post office here. First of all, I can't go there because the old man, for whatever reason, even if I'm just dropping him off on the side counter, he approaches me and he goes, what's in these? I'm like...
It doesn't matter.
I'm like, do you not see all of the giant green stickers that say live plants, handle with care? And... Oh my God. I did. Well, also, I don't know if I told you this.
You say, sorry, I'm not taking questions right now.
Literally. And I brought that post office a 5-pound bag of my soil and a Planty Care spray. And I brought it with another package too. It never got scanned in. I don't know what happened to it.
They just left it there?
It just disappeared. I don't know if someone stole it off the counter or if they didn't scan it in and were like, well, whatever, we'll just, my contact info's on the box. Let me know what's going on. I don't know. So I just have a lot of issues.
Yeah,
with the post
I know plant shipping drama. Like,
it's a nightmare.
As receiving it, usually I'm on.
Especially for you,
I'm on the receiving end of plant mail drama. You're on the other end usually. Yeah. I'm still waiting on. There's a Ploumani that I ordered off Facebook that got delivered to the wrong address. Thanks, UPS. And I still haven't gotten like...
Okay, but why are all these people shipping these plants with UPS?
I don't know. Go off, Brandon. Tell them.
UPS they use their own mapping system. I do use UPS for my heavy packages, but plants are usually not that heavy because it's just way cheaper for a heavy one. But for like plants, USPS delivers quicker, they're cheaper, And I think the only reason they have a bad rep is because they deliver more, and so they...
There's
obviously,
more
if there's more deliveries, there's going to be more horror stories.
Yeah.
But I use USPS for all of my plants.
People also claim that they're more like, if there's actually a problem and you need to file a claim, that they're a little bit easier about that than
They don't
UPS.
give a shit. They just give you your money. They say, here you go. Have your money.
Yeah, UPS,
We'll
when I
mail you a
called them
check.
to tell me that 3 separate times through 3 separate people delivered my package to the wrong address, I got gaslighted. And she's like, nope, they're typing it in wrong. And I'm like, three times? Even though they've already sent me mail before they know my address. She's like, yep, they're just typing it in wrong. I'm like, you know what? I hate you.
No. So I don't know why people are sending you all these plants via UPS. You should, and especially if you have the control, it's not like a website, you should be like, please do not use UPS. It doesn't work. We're both going to have a headache.
Yeah, we're going to be having conversations. Yeah, you're going to be hearing from me.
You're going to be hearing from my attorney.
Yeah, it sucks because UPS doesn't like take it up with the people who sent it, and I was like, I cannot get another one. When it's like, you know what I mean? When it's like a little trade or something too, it's like I cannot get another. There's not another.
And like being like, oh, stranger, something happened. Can you please?
Oh my god, such a headache. But yeah, shipping plants. I mean, it's risky in itself for a lot of reasons. Yeah. But I will say that. The person who is sending you the plant is like, unfortunately, once it's at the UPS or USPS or whatever the heck they're doing, it's out of their hands. Yeah. You know, we highly recommend express shipping. You know, there's certain plants that ship better than others too, but yeah, the quicker the better. And it gets even riskier when temperatures are extreme. It's scary.
Yeah. We're moving to Florida.
No bugs, and it's too humid.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I can handle Florida humidity better than I can
Nope.
humidity here. I don't know why. I don't sweat as much. I think it's just because it's always breezy. I don't know.
Florida gross bugs. Yuck, no. But what are your general tips about like packaging?
I would say what I have found works best for padding. I know it's not good for the environment, but polyfill just works better than anything.
Yes. And the thing is I always use polyfill, but I've never went out and bought it. Okay. The plant like companies that use it and stuff, and I think that there are like there's even some packing peanuts that are like okay for the environment now too. They make like eco-friendly packing peanuts, whatever. I save a lot of my plant packaging because I know that I'm going to be sending out plants eventually. So save all that stuff. Like even keeping like one little plastic bag full of polyfill is going to be enough. Like you do not need very much polyfill for a plant. Yeah. You know? So yeah, I usually put a little bit in the pot, tape that up a little bit. So it makes sure the soil's not flying all over the place.
Yeah. And I was doing saran wrap on top of the polyfill. That's too much work. Just do the tape, you know.
Oh yeah.
Don't add an extra layer.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's an extra thing not needed. And then literally any like I use garbage, I'm not even kidding you, to pack up my plants. Like it's just like scraps of paper and whatever and
whatever
cardboard. People even make like actual cardboard. Like you can rip up cardboard boxes and make them into the like that cylinder thing that you use.
Yeah. And then you can also get...
They have machines, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get one of those. A cardboard corrugator that you can just like take it. I don't know how it works or what you do, but it makes it whatever size you need.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so smart. Technology. I don't know, I have to sing everything. But I do recommend watching like some videos too. Like I'm sure that there's some like tutorials on packing plants, but... Yeah. You know, practice too with like a friend if you have a little planty friend out of state, or even someone local to you. If you want to send mail to your plant friend that's down the street, pack the plant and send it off. And
I always do the shake test. I shake it as aggressively as I can, and if I hear any jingles, then I'm like, shit, this is not good.
Yeah, having it like packed and secure, but not like manipulating the leaves too much, I would say is my... And
as I showed you today, you can get like rolls of cardboard, just wrap those around the plant, cut it to the size that you need for the box, and that helps with that so much. Then just put a little bit of tape on the bottom and to the pot so it stays at the bottom, then put some polyfill on top. Boom. It's good to go.
Genius. I love it. Yeah, shipping plants is it's a pain, but if you're gonna, be trading with people that are from afar, it's, something you'll have to, I guess, learn, because
Yeah.
you don't want to be, especially if you're just sending out ones that are a little bit more expensive, you don't want to risk like killing that thing in the mail.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
not a good feeling.
But I will say, just find the right Facebook groups, because the plants you want, people probably have them locally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some, you'd be surprised. I was sleeping on my local groups for sure. And now I like scour the site and
because there's just normal people who aren't involved in this plant world. They're just in these Facebook groups. That's it.
Yeah, they're just in the Facebook. They're
like
not
they don't care on Instagram. They're not on TikTok. They're
not out here flaunting.
Chilling on Facebook and Craigslist.
Find them, drag them out, take their plants respectfully.
Consent.
Have
consent to aggressively take their plants. Speaking of aggressively taking plants, what are some of the best aggressive plant takes you've done?
Well, the first one I thought of was my tie that is actually an elbow. I traded a painted lady. Were you just going to do it? Dun, dun, dun?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I had paid.
Have you announced that to the world, or is this your first announcement?
No,
of it?
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know.
It holds deep shame in your heart.
I was like, it's a little bit of a, like, well, I guess that happened. It's like a family, like, secret.
Yeah. The skeleton in the closet.
Yeah, I got a message the other day that's like, how's your tie doing? And they're like, it's like how your, like, really homophobic parents are, where it's like, how's your daughter? And then they're like, I now have a son. Thank you for asking. No, but I'm proud of my elbow. It's okay. I accept my elbow. Anywho, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a tie constellation that I had traded, which I thought was tie constellation, for a cutting of my painted lady. And it actually turned out it's an elbow. It's not a tie. And a lot of people would be like, oh my God, yay. I want a tie, because elbows are unstable variegation. And I don't know. We're going to have a whole week where we talk about elbows versus ties, but...
It's coming up. Is that next week? That's next week. Next week is Monstera Week.
Oh, Monstera Week's next week?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be touching on elbows versus ties later, but yeah. So now it's my elbow. I haven't really announced it. Like, oh, gee, I can't believe this. But, yeah. There's that.
Yeah, and I guess my only real trade that was like, whoa, was Zoe. I was like, literally, I feel like I need to, like, bring you to dinner, buy you flowers, get you some, I don't know, stuff. It's like, I feel like I am committing a crime stealing from her.
Oh, God. Yeah, what are your, like, trades now that you've, like... plants from other people, new faves? It's fun and meaningful to get plants from other people.
Yeah, it is, because then you have like a piece of them, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm more tempted to keep plants alive when they come from other people.
Like I know people, like with Monstera Plant Co., they'll send me pictures like when they first get their plant, but like now that it's been a few months, like send me updates. I want to see what's going on here.
Oh yeah, there's your little, to everybody, like, hi, please send pictures.
I should send out a mass email.
Yeah.
Is that legal? Well, I'm assuming it is.
People are subscribed to your newsletter, perhaps.
If you're subscribed.
I love, like, I mean, I have a couple plants from, like, friends. I don't have, like, trades from, like, people like my pals Planty Queens, but when I buy plants from, like, shops that mean a lot to me, those plants I want to keep alive too. But what else have I gotten from my painted lady? My painted lady's gotten... Well, actually, you don't actually always have to trade plants for plants, because I've traded a plant for leca before. A plant for leca nutrients. You can trade for whatever, if they're open to it. Good ideas.
I traded a plant for a couch once. Just kidding, I did not. Your face. Like, what?
I actually saw, I'm not even fucking kidding you, I'm pretty sure that someone posted on a Facebook page that they were looking to trade their car for a plant. You guys are crazy. You guys are, what?
I can't even imagine.
A car for a plant. What?
I mean, it's like work your way up. You know, where they're like,
I'm trading a paperclip up to a house.
Yes. Oh, well, now that we've talked about our trades, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, that's that. Trading.
Well, let us know your trade experiences.
Yeah, we're curious. We'll post some pictures on our IG this week. Look out for those of some of our plants that we've traded or like gotten from pals. And yeah, it's just very fun. I love that. Are you going to read a little review?
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw it pop up on your computer.
The mirror.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
On my back. Creepy. Yeah, so please review us on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star. We're reading all the 5-star reviews. This week, we've got one from Motel Masterpiece. Ooh.
Is that you?
No. Oh. Although we can read mine eventually. Mine's the first one. We got to get through some. Okay. Motel Masterpiece titled it "Such a Great Podcast."
Aww.
These two are amazing. I couldn't be more happy that my two favorite plant talk creators are doing a podcast together. The first episode is so great, and I can't wait to hear more. Oh, thank you, Motel Masterpiece.
Oh my God, shut out. It makes me smile.
Right. Well, yeah, definitely leave us a review. Maybe we'll read it on air.
Yes, on air.
But where can they find you, Nicole?
If you want to listen to me more, you can find me on Instagram at Nicole, NAYYCOLE, or you can just look up Nicole Larson. I don't know if it'll pop up. TikTok, I am Nicole Larson with an extra N at the end.
And is there anything you want to promote, like your Patreon?
I don't know. I do have a little Patreon. What else? I'm not kidding you. I don't know what's wrong with their brain, but I was about to be like, I'm on a podcast.
I've got this great podcast.
Oh my God. I don't know. Go look in my link tree. See what I've got going on. That's why it's there. Because I can't keep everything straight. Yes. Well, where can people find you, Sir Brandon?
On TikTok and Instagram, I'm BR_Anaconda. I do have a YouTube channel coming soon.
Yes.
Again, this is the 3rd episode we filmed today, so I don't know when
Brandon
or
Botanical
what it'll be.
Babe.
So send me any name ideas. One person replied to my story, but I can't find their reply that I posted yesterday. I was like, really? 400 people saw this? One person.
No ideas.
I'm like, really? I have to use my own brain?
You're like, I can't form an original thought.
But yeah, then I have monsteraplant.co, my business. You can find it on Instagram, and the website is monsteraplant.co.
You can find our podcast.
And you can find our podcast at Where Are We Growing on Instagram. Do we need any other social media for a podcast? I just feel like that's a lot of work.
No, why do we need that? You guys are already hearing us. You don't need to look at other things. And you're seeing us on separate accounts. We don't need more content of us together. No, you could follow our Instagram and go send us our email.
Yes.
Send us an email. wherewegrowing@gmail.com. And well, there's the music coming on in. So I think that's our cue.
We'll see you guys next week for Monstera Week.
Monstera Week. We might have a guest. We might not. We'll see. We'll have a guest eventually.
It's very last minute. So
yeah, we do a lot of stuff last minute.
We got to get on this. Get some guest books.
I just hit myself in the head.
And on that note,
time to be done.
We're out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.